शम्भुमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वन्दे जगत्कारणं वन्दे पन्नगभूषणं शशिधरं वन्दे पशूनां पतिं वन्दे सूर्यशशाङ्कवह्निनयनं वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियं वन्दे भक्तजन आश्रयं च वरदं वन्दे भक्तजन आश्रयं च वरदं वन्दे शिवं शङ्करं. Friends, yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. People go on dealing into our mind. In Prashanti Kutir, everybody is aware of this particular statement, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Sense control, psychic control, mind control, we are repeatedly told and we are trying to do it. Is it really possible to control the mind? Are we free from the mind? Rather, the mind is ever free. We are not. It is better we try to manage the mind. Control, suppression, management, channelization, so many ways. Mind has to be controlled or channelized. Management means I am stronger than my mind. I move my hand, I am stronger than my hand. When I say something, my hand should obey. My driver must obey my order. I should not obey the driver. The dog should wag the tail. Tail should not wag the dog. It should not be the reverse. Very often we obey the mind. Mind does not obey us. The office manager must be very strong. Then only everybody in the office will be managed. The boss must be strong. Every subordinate fellow will obey him. The government should be strong so that all people will be obedient to the government. Who is that governor inside? Who is that manager inside? Strong willpower. That is Raja Yoga. I must have a strong will. I must be like a dictator. I must be like a manager. That I must is nothing but the willpower for the time being. Now, let us take for granted that the mind is subservient, subordinate, obedient, servant to that manager. This mind is always mischievous like a monkey. Mind is always fickle like a brahmachari. A brahmachari, a university brahmachari is equivalent to 100 monkeys. Brahmachari shata markataha, that is the proverb. One monkey we cannot control. 100 mischievous monkeys are there in one single brahmachari. An uncontrolled brahmachari. In Prashanti Kutir, brahmacharis are very pious, very, very noble, very, very obedient. Elsewhere in other universities, brahmacharis are like hundreds of mosquitoes, markatas. Now here, first step, management, several things. Number one, keep him under your control. Take the rod. Take the stick. Let not the monkey move. Let not the dog move. Let not the mind move. If you move, I will hit you. Terrorize the monkey. Terrorize the snake. You might have seen a snake charmer. And the hood will be wide. The snake will be trying to bite. And the man will be waving his hand, and the poor snake will be looking at it. If he is a little absent-minded, the snake will bite. Similarly, The willpower must be very alert, strong. Otherwise, the mind will bite back. In the mythology, we have the great demon king Ravanasur. His wife Mandodari is pregnant. She is about to deliver the child Indrajit. Now Ravanasur consulted the astrologers, and the astrologers said all the 9 planets must be in their respective wonderful favorable houses. If they are kept in their houses carefully, Indrajit will become deathless. He will be unconquerable. He will be invincible, Ajaya. He is capable of conquering everybody. Such a powerful, deathless young boy she will deliver. That's what the astrologers said. Then Ravana commanded the 9 elements, 9 planets. All the 9 planets were asked to stand in their respective places. And he took his weapon, Gadayuddha. If anybody moves, I shall hit you, I shall kill you. Everybody was looking at Ravana. Ravana was looking at all the 9 planets. When Ravana was looking at the eyes of every planet, Shani was looking. He was able to draw the attention of Ravana. The eyes were looking at each other. The feet were neglected, and now Shani moved his right leg to the next house. Ravana got angry. He took the Gadayuddha, gave a blow, and there was a fracture in the knee of Shani. Therefore, he became Mandagamana. Mind is here like Shani. It waits for an opportunity. When you are a little less alert, it bites you. It goes to the world. It distracts your attention. Such a powerful weapon is this mind. Shani does his duty. The duty of the mind is not to allow you to meditate. It is mischievous. Monkey's nature is to be mischievous. Mind's nature is to be fickle. That is its very Mano Durnigraham, Asanchayam Mahabaho, Mano Durnigraham. Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita says, true, my dear Arjun, it is very, very difficult to control the mind. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. It's only by practice you may to some extent mitigate the mischievous nature of the mind. You cannot totally. Vairagya is necessary. You have to withdraw. Unless you develop that dispassion, unless you develop that detachment, unless you develop that withdrawal, it is very difficult to control the mind. Ravana has failed. The snake charmer must be very alert, otherwise it bites. And the students must be kept always under discipline. If I sleep a little, the students will go away from the classroom. Therefore, we must keep them always entertained, very well engaged. That's why Swami Vivekananda says, ask the student to straighten the dog's tail. He will be doing it, doing it, doing it. He will be engaged. If you are absent for a minute, he will become mischievous again. There will be a strike, there will be a disturbance, there will be some nuisance. Therefore, students must be kept under watch always. In the examination hall, he is called invigilator. Vigilant he must be. If the teacher goes to the veranda for just a minute, it is the next question. We are so diverting ourselves. Mind is to be kept under watch always, like the snake charmer. Else, it is difficult. Therefore, the first path of controlling the mind is tough. Let us try to see the second one, withdrawal. What is there in this dirty world? You see, there is heaven inside. There is an intellectual pursuit inside. There is a research topic inside. Instead of going outside, probe deep. Deep into research, physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, history, economics, commerce, swadhyaya, the entire anatomy of the body, entire working of the mind, entire makeup of the intellect. Come on, turn inward. Don't go to the outside world. Try to draw the attention of the mind, withdraw it from the outer world, turn it inside and let it be looking at your heart of hearts. That's what the Nandi does in Shiva temple. Constantly Nandi is looking at Lord Shiva. If you go to Kartikeya temple, the peacock is constantly looking at Subramanyam. If you go to the Ganeshwara, the rat is constantly looking at the deity. Mind rat, mind peacock, mind Nandi must be directed to look at the heart, at the will, at the God, at the divinity, at the self, at the Atman always. Withdraw it from the world. That's what Vishwamitra tried to do. Vishwamitra wanted to become a Brahmarshi. He wanted to withdraw from the world. No question of becoming a king. No question of becoming a multi-millionaire. What is there? The rich treasure inside must be found out. Vishwamitra withdrew his mind from the external world, turned it inside, sat in meditation. He was trying to search fathoms deep in his own self. At one point of time, bodily urges. There is thirst. There is hunger. Now and then, you have to take some food to maintain this machine. You may have to put a little diesel or petrol to maintain this machine. You have to take a cup of coffee or a little tea or a little water. These are instinctive needs of the body. Vishwamitra withdrew his mind. He was throwing that searchlight inside on his Atman. But the body requires certain earthly things like water and food, and now and then he opened his eyes to drink a little water. One day, when he opened his eyes, because there was some sound, there was a girl. And she had bangles, she had chains, she was very beautiful. She has the twinkling eyes, she has ruby-like lips, she has pearl-like teeth, and she was like a lightning standing in front of him. He took the water, he had a little food, he continued to look at her, she continued to look at him. He forgot to withdraw his mind from the world. He lived with her for some years, and he had a baby, Shakuntala. When you try to withdraw also, there is the danger. The danger is the needs of the body. Kama is a necessity of the body. Thirst is a necessity of the body. These are the instinctive urges. When these urges come to the surface, when there is a sense object, they get connected and the withdrawal is withdrawn. You forget about it. Therefore, control is very difficult. You must be holding on to the rod, always being alert. Very difficult. Withdrawal also, now and then, because of the instinctive urges, we may fall a prey like Vishwamitra. Then what is the other way? Keep yourself very, very busy. Right from morning 3 o'clock to 10, 11 in the night. Sleep should be reduced to barest minimum, maybe 2.5 hours or 3 hours. A Gudakesha. Lakshmana did not sleep for the entire 14-year period. He did not eat. That's why he was able to be a conqueror of senses. Jitendriya he became. Indrajit he was able to defeat. Starve the body. Mortify the body. Make the schedule very, very busy. less than half required food, and when you are always on toes, national work, professional work, positive work, planning, preparing for this examination, that examination, there is no question of respite. When a person is busily engaged, when the mind is constantly kept on toes, there is no time for it to get distracted. It has no time to be drawn to the worldly things. Srimad Anjaneya was very busy. He had to find out the whereabouts of Sita Devi. From Mahendra mountain he has taken the flight. He took to fly and he was flying. There are 3 hurdles, Adi Bhautikam. Mainakam came to the surface. Anjaneya, please come down. Adi Daivikam, you have the wonderful Surasa. Surasa is a damsel. She is an angel. She is a divine person. Unconsciously she comes to the surface. Mahavir Hanumat ji, please stay. Politely it comes, temptingly it comes, threateningly it comes. Even Anjaneya could not continue. He had to come down to be of some help or use to Surasa for a while. He was such a powerful man, he was able to complete that coming and descending and going back in a fraction of a second. If it is a very big businessman, the typist will be giving water. The secretary will be giving the ice cream. The pen will be given. When the pen is given for the signature, the soft hand will be seen and the man will look at the secretary. He will fall. In spite of your busy schedule, how many bosses have not fallen to the prey of the girls, secretaries or assistants? Same is the case with a girl. When a beautiful, handsome boy comes, amidst your busy schedule, very tight, noble work you are doing, but still, in a fraction of a second, Surasa comes. There again we have to face the struggle of withdrawing. Noble work, positive work, this is the third one. Fourth, Sri Ramakrishna says, don't try to control, stop it. Don't try to withdraw. Don't try to make yourself busy. Sense sublimation. You think divine. You look at Sri Krishna in the clouds. You look at Radha and Krishna in the gardens. You look at Parvati Parmeshwar in the mountains. Everywhere you try to divinize. The mind should be divinized. When you feel like singing, sing the glory of the Almighty. When you feel like eating, offer it to the Almighty. When you feel like drinking, give it to the Almighty. And every sense must be so sublimated, it will be well channelized. One day, it was Mahashivratri day, there was a drama troupe, they were playing Shivalila. The man who was to take the role of Lord Shiva, he drank heavily and he slept. There was no actor available. The drama troupe manager went to Sri Ramakrishna. Sir, you should take the role of Lord Shiva. I am not an actor, Ramakrishna said. Not necessary, sir. There is no dialogue. You are only to sit with a blessing hand. Then the makeup man came. They brought a tiger's skin. They put it round his loins. They brought vibhuti, they were applying it to his body. When vibhuti was touching his skin, when there is the tiger skin round his loins, when the Ganga's picture was placed on his head, when a third eye was placed on his head, he was thinking of Lord Shiva, Shiva consciousness. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Every touch of vibhuti was elevating to the heights of Shiva consciousness. And then whole night he was in a trance state of sublime spiritual splendor. He was enjoying that grand experience. It was a trance state. The whole audience, everybody said Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. The entire Shivaratri was a divine experience. It is difficult to control. It is difficult to withdraw. It is difficult to engage the mind. It is always better to sublimate the senses. Eating is divine. Drinking is divine. Playing is divine. Working is divine. Reading is divine. Sitting is divine. Talking is divine. Everywhere you try to make your activities religiously oriented towards divinity. That's why in Hindu Dharma, we have every activity connected with religion, and religion is to manifest the divinity already in person. Let us, by following the process of divinizing the senses, sublimating the senses, take the mind to a higher realm. Let us enjoy that sport of sublimation. Let's meditate on Yogeshwara Sri Krishna. Every action of his is divine. Asato